In Destiny 2, Edge of Fate is coming out in literally a few weeks from now, and I feel like most people are feeling like a lukewarm approach. I wouldn't even say cautiously optimistic, because I don't necessarily think it's going to be bad. I just think they've already started to set themselves up for a bad launch already. See, Rite of the Nine was what was supposed to be this year's version of Into the Light, but Into the Light had a lot more. I will give Into the Light this though. They had 5 or 4 more months to bake that because of the delay of the final shape. Rite of the Nine did not have that ability, but I'll tell you what they did have already. A blueprint for what people already wanted. See, the main heads that played this game, any streamer, any normal average player that plays this generally at least once a week, wanted another version of Pantheon, where you'd start from basic hard boss to extremely hard boss at the end. But I understood that there was a lot of people who were going to say that was just going to be regurgitated content from what was happening beforehand with Pantheon last year without the horde mode additives or the super cool armor and really good weapons. Currently, the armor and weapons they're adding, yeah, it's neat, the skins are cool, the weapons themselves, great. Cold Comfort would have been the only weapon I would have actually looked to grind out, and the perk that was once really good with Cold Comfort now sucks everywhere, because stasis rocket launchers are no longer really good whatsoever in this sandbox. And who knows, that could change next month, but I don't think it really is. And the fact that these are only going to be tier 3 guns at best after you're done grinding, ultimatum, so on and so forth, makes it almost worthless when why not just wait until the expansion itself drops and you could just go ahead and grind out the brand new weapons and leave these weapons behind, because they're not really going to matter anymore. Now, I don't know how it's going to work with your enhanced weapons or your crafted weapons. We'll have to see. Maybe they'll add to the rank system, maybe they won't. I'm not 100% sure. I don't know if they really spoke about that, but Rite of the Nine was the most lukewarm approach they could have possibly done for a Destiny small little seasonal activity. I understand they were trying to make something that was easy for new players to get into. What new players are here though, and old players could want to do because of the modifiers and complex stuff they added to it, which really they added a few new things, which was neat. And the modifiers most players hated more than anything. Please, Bungie, do not add any of it to the day 1 raid. I'm praying to the Traveler, you don't do something like that. That'll be no swap on the day 1 raid. Please, okay? Now that that's over, Rite of the Nine was a perfect medium for what was supposed to be all players. Unfortunately, it did not have what they probably wanted it to do that Pantheon and Into the Light did, which was a mass surge of players. Now, in my opinion, I haven't seen too many new players even really go immediately into the game and want to try a dungeon, even if it is holding their hand. A dungeon still sounds scary to these guys, so they're afraid to try it. Now, that is going to reflect on what Edge of Fate is currently looking like. I think that Edge of Fate will end up being good, but it doesn't have much to offer besides the new weapon systems and armor systems. You don't have a new ability, you don't have a new grenade, you don't have a new super, and honestly, I don't even care, but I'll add this, you don't have a new subclass. Didn't need a new subclass to begin with, you really just needed one of the other 3 things. Any of them would have been fine, but you know what they did add? They added a nice, beautiful little stupid ability that is only one location in the whole entire galaxy, that is Destiny. One location you can use this in. I think that was a horrible idea, and the fact of the matter that they're not even actually adding the destination to the destination map even adds more kind of why not to it itself. I know that they're going to be replacing it with a much more in-your-face approach to how to play this game, which will make it a lot easier for new players, but that's the thing. You need to get new players to begin with. And it was a perfect way of doing it was what they did with Into the Light. With Rite of the Nine, I think the correct move would have been taking numerous dungeons, not just 3, numerous dungeons and changing those dungeons up every single week. Every dungeon in the game, if that has to be the circumstance. And changing it every single week. And having an ultimatum mode where you didn't need to add anything special to it. You could have just added the modifiers, in all honesty. You had the eternity mode, which would continue to bring more players in that just finished the mode beforehand that I can never remember the name of, and that would have them do the basic dungeon, how it's actually supposed to be done for the most part, and then they could even give a crack at ultimatum mode. But the fact of the matter, with these 3 dungeons, at least 2 of them being not favorable by fans whatsoever, that being Ghost of the Deep, which I know they did some updates to it, which was very nice, and Spire of the Watcher, which honestly I was never the biggest fan of, and then Prophecy, which was actually a really good dungeon and still stands to this day, but they already did a weapon update to that dungeon in general. Nothing right now from Rite of the Nine seems like it matters. There's no real reason to even grind it. Why grind it when it's going to be subpar by the time that Edge of Fate comes? And that's where we lie, ladies and gentlemen. Rite of the Nine was a lukewarm approach to try and have every player come into it, when the fact of the matter is they could have done literally almost any other version of this, and it probably would have been more successful. Even Ludapalooza, on the edge of our corners here, where you get a whole bunch of enhancement cores, whole bunch of materials, it still seems like no one's really interested in doing this or playing this at all. I mean, hell, most of these larger Destiny streamers don't even seem to be happy or excited to play Edge of Fate itself. I mean, they're also changing some core mechanics in the Edge of Fate. My biggest worries, as not even a Titan main, but a person who sees why Titan could be a little annoyed with this, is how is Melee going to work with the new and massive, in my opinion, nerf that it is getting? A Titan's DNA is to punch. Is the punching and melee even going to be close to what it currently is? Or is it going to be almost impossible to want to play Titan based off the fact that they are going to have such a massive nerf? With consecrations alone possibly not destroying bosses immediately, that can have an amazingly horrible effect on this game. In my opinion, I have never been pro nerf unless it's been overpowered for a ridiculously long time. Consecrations has not been on that list of things that have been overpowered for a ridiculously long time. Is it very good? Yes. But tell me, have you even touched Consecrations once while playing Ultimatum? I think altogether I've seen one Titan do it. Have you seen any other Titan really get off Arc? No, because that's just how good the Titan Arc subclass is. Now, there is also going to be other nerfs to other subclasses. Starfire Protocols coming back from what it seems like in Edge of Fate, which will probably be pretty nice for Warlocks, because let's be honest, you still in general can't really get off Solar, but I think it's going to be very well paired with Song of Flame, because now it's based off of your radiance. It is no longer based off of you standing inside of any sort of well, any sort of healing rift, any sort of empowering rift, nothing like that. But Warlocks are going to be going back to Solar. Their main abilities is going to be thrown to the side, and no one's going to use it once again. And Novus Bomb, Strand, and Stasis are going to continue to sit there and cry in the corner while they're only used for Prismatic. I think that the Hunter itself probably won't get touched too much. It looks like they'll stay basically where they are now, with Celestial Nighthawk being the best situation for them. But overall, Rite of the Nine hasn't really seemed to bring any more new players in. I think it was better on paper than what it ended up actually being. And I think this is going to have an effect on the DLC sales itself. I haven't even bought in the Edge of Fate expansion yet. I will be doing that. Nothing's holding it back, but it's more of the fact that I am so lukewarm to it that I actually have no excitement for it currently as we speak. It is coming out. That's pretty much it. It is a game that I buy every year. and I continue to do, and I really hope that Edge of Fate surprises me. But honestly, I have no idea. We'll have to wait and see. Let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. Is Edge of Fate going to be good? Is it going to be bad? Do you like Rite of the 9? Do you hate Rite of the 9? Have you learned something from Rite of the 9? And or do you even think that Destiny is going to continue to survive after this? In my opinion, Marathon's getting pushed back. They invested too much money into it. The executives at Bungie are idiots and continue to do stuff, really, really stupid stuff. And it's ruining the studio in general, and it's only a matter of time until they are eaten by Sony. The developers are doing literally everything they can to continue the life in this game, and honestly, it doesn't even seem like the Marathon developers themselves really care about the game that much anymore. From the fact that they did the whole stolen art, which in my opinion, I still think that they should have just paid the artist hush money, so she would have stayed quiet, or he would have stayed quiet, whatever the situation is, and went from there, so they would have paid for the art, and they, wouldn't have had such backlash, which is also definitely going to affect sales of Edge of Fate and Marathon in general. Bungie's not headed in the best direction. We'll have to see what happens. I'm really hoping that it's good. I pray that it's good. We won't know until it's in our hands. From the small amount of gameplay I did see, though, there's a new exotic cannon. I can't wait to get my hands on that and try it. Let's hope and see, guys. That's the best we can do. Y'all have a great day, night, and or evening. And leave a comment and a like. And subscribe. Peace out.